That's cool.
This ring light though.
Can you do that again
But with you.
without me on my phone?
Yeah.
I'm always on my fucking phone. I'm addicted to my phone. You know what it is?
All right, we're recording, by the way. We're rolling. We could start whenever.
Casting out burgers. Can I take your order? Yeah, I'll get it a double CASTPERGERS style. Would you like fries with that? No. How about a drink? I'll just take a water cup. Right now we got Todd Walker in the building. We're at the fucking
What's up,
comedy
Gaga?
store. Thanks for doing
up,
this,
Gaga?
man.
Of
He
course,
works
man.
here.
We've been planning this for about a year, honestly.
Yeah,
For a while. For a long time.
better be good.
Better be fucking good. Let's talk about some real fucking shit. I
better
heard
be
you talk
fucking
about
funny.
real shit on this shit, so. I
Dude,
don't
I'm
wanna-
addicted to my phone.
That's gay.
I can't get off it.
That's the gayest thing I heard.
Dude,
all
no, there's
week.
so much
Nice.
going on. There's
Yeah, I
so
know.
much going on it.
Well, honestly, it's awesome. That's the thing. A lot of people use their phones for like politics and shit, but my entire Instagram feed is just funny
Me.
shit, just meme and funny shit, memes.
Just me. Your whole feed is me. I've had like 4 people this week be like, every time I go on Facebook, it's just you posting.
Really? Do you post that much?
I post a lot of news articles. I'm like an old
Oh,
person now.
jeez. News like what? What are you, a fucking libtard or something? You one of these like safe space libtards or something?
No. I can't remember what I've recently posted. Something about the Jeffrey Epstein case here and there.
Yeah, he definitely.
I posted something the other day. It was a picture of a tweet that someone, Mikey Melios, reposted that said, "Hey, not to be provocative, but if a 16-year-old Greta Thunberg
I know
can
exactly what
be-
you're talking about. I know. I was like, what? He was like, oh, yeah, like she brings up actually good points. Or the guy, I
No,
was
no,
like,
no.
what?
No. She said if a 16-year-old can make mature enough calls to reform global climate control policy,
Right.
then you can't blame Jeffrey Epstein for paying 16-year-olds to have sex."
Right.
And it was-
Which is like, what?
it's ridiculous, but
It's
it's
so
worth
dumb.
talking about. It's
Yeah.
worth thinking about.
I mean, I guess.
That's funny.
I mean, saying just because you know a little bit about science means you could get railed in the ass by a 42-year-old. That's kind of weird. But I don't know. It's just like, it's just so funny to see all these people like the right invented the word triggered, but like that's what they are. They're fucking triggered right now. Like that shit happens and they're like, oh, this little girl talking about the world. Oh, and they're like, this fucking cunt. This fucking little bitch cunt, she thinks she knows anything. She's in high school. Go back to high school. And you're like, dude.
I think in reality, like 90% of people don't care about any of the stuff going on, but it just creates this
Teams.
echo chamber of people talking shit on the other side as if they care, and then
Yeah.
the other side creates a false reverberation,
Yeah.
and then it's just a
It's
back and
dumb.
forth of like people arguing sides that neither even really believe in.
It's just people just like to fight. That's what it is. People just love to argue and
Yeah, it's
fight
fun.
and bitch and moan and complain. It is fun.
It's like modern day warriors. Like people used to go fight other tribes and stuff, but
Yeah.
now that's illegal, so we just argue.
It's not really illegal. We still fight other tribes, basically. Fighting the Muslim tribe.
I mean, me and you personally don't,
Yeah, no, I don't.
but I
don't fight
personally
anyone.
argue
We-
with a lot of
Our
people.
taxes go to a war that is like that. So basically, so kind of in a way we do.
So what's up, man? What's new with you?
Just working a lot, bro. Just fucking
At the world famous
at
comedy
the
store?
world famous comedy store, you know, trying to get that. We just do a bunch of shows down here. We're doing like 7 different shows on our YouTube channel, the Comedy Store YouTube channel. Check it out. Go watch it if you want to watch it. And it's just we're just waiting for one show to break, dude. You know,
Yeah, you just gotta
we got
keep
a
putting
bunch of
stuff
different
out there.
shows. We have
That's
Rick
how I
and
found a
Ellen
girlfriend.
show.
Just DM everyone.
Yeah, and eventually
of 'em will bite.
Yeah, it's throwing shit at the wall. One piece of shit will eventually stick.
Don't talk about her like that.
Well, yeah, it's what we're just working with a bunch of different shit.
I honestly don't remember seeing you the other night that much.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Yeah, sometimes
This
you just
place
go
down
out
the
and
street is
get
called the
lit
Tipsy
up.
Pig.
Not the Tipsy Pig, the Naughty Pig.
The naughty bitch. Tipsy Pig. What is that?
That's nothing.
I think it's something in Arizona, or I just made it
That's
up.
another.
It's probably something. It sounds like it would be a thing. But it's on Sunset Boulevard, and you can just drink on the curb.
That's new. That's new.
I've never seen that anywhere except London.
Yeah, that's definitely
Oh, and like
strange.
Vegas and New Orleans. But
Yeah, Vegas is cool, man. I'm trying to go back to Vegas soon.
I was like, "Hey, is this legal?" And they were like, "Yeah, as long as you stay on this part of the curb." And I was like, "This is not legal." But okay.
Cops were
okay.
driving by and they were like, "That's fine."
I mean, I drink in public all the time in LA. They have bigger things to worry about, like
Seriously.
black people drinking in
Seriously,
public.
Yeah, seriously. I drive a scooter to work.
Dude, I
without a
honestly
license.
thought your girlfriend just gave me the light.
Yeah, she did.
I feel like
She's like, all right, wrap it up, guys. That was enough. Yeah. So what else? What else? Oh, I had a list of things I wanted to talk to you about. Hold on, maybe I still have it. 'Cause
I've been
I
doing a
know-
lot of DMT lately.
DMT. Oh, I done that once and I didn't get there, so to speak.
My girlfriend
I just
never
got,
does
like,
either.
Trippy. She doesn't get there, like she does it, but she doesn't really get like that fucked up. Is that what you're saying?
That was a sex joke.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I get it.
It's okay, you're looking at your phone.
I get it. No, I'm looking for the notes I had.
No, I'm like
years
addicted to
ago.
DMT now. I did it 3 times today. Did it about 4 times yesterday.
Today?
Yeah.
Did you
Today,
really?
Junior.
Why did you do DMT 4 times today?
All right,
Sounds like you don't need to do that.
so a few nights ago, me and my buddy Mike Eaton, we
Okay.
went to go see Mark Rebier. Do you know who that is?
Say that again. Who?
Mark Rebier.
No,
It's
I
spelled
don't know who
like-
that is.
Rebillet. He is he's like Reggie Watts, where he uses this looper thing,
Okay.
but he uses a
I like Reggie.
keyboard instead of just beatboxing. He uses a keyboard. He plays these little melodies, then he puts a drum beat on it with the keyboard and everything, and goes over it, and then he'll sing over it and improvise the whole thing,
Right.
and wear a kimono and do a little dance.
Kimono. Okay.
And he's incredibly musically talented, and he's also fucking hilarious. And I'm not really that into live music as far as like going over to a concert, because I never know what to like do with my hands, and I don't like standing up. But I was like, I gotta see this guy live, because he comes up with it on the spot. Whereas like other musicians are just, they've been practicing the same shit over and over again.
Right.
Like, this guy's just fucking, boom, I'm doing this now. Like, someone yell out a word. And then
Yeah.
we'll just go. So we took Molly.
And you were loving it. You were like, dude, this guy's the
Just
best,
vibing.
man. Dude, last time I took Molly, I was like, I candy flipped. I did Molly and acid at a concert, and I was just like, you guys are my best friends ever, dude. Oh
That's
my
what I hate about
God." Yeah, you get a little gay.
Yeah, I wake up the next day with, like, a love hangover. I'm like, I was way too fucking nice
Dude,
last
these
night.
notes that I made are so retarded. Literally, it just says, making fun of retards, is it bad? The note that I wrote.
Yeah.
And then a retarded abortion underneath it. And then underneath
I have
that,
a lot to say about both of those. I could do 10 minutes on each of those.
Yeah. What the hell was I thinking? I must have wrote these when I was an idiot.
Well, then call me an idiot, because I agree. I'm on board.
All right, yeah.
So then we had a great fucking night, dude. This Mark Rebier guy, he has this one song where, I don't know, it would be stupid if I tried to recite it, but he's singing about, like, let me see that ass, and then he's like, show me that butthole, and the
Okay.
chorus is about, like, let me see your asshole. But he's like this nerdy looking white guy, and he has like an operatic voice. Is that the word?
And like his voice is like Oprah.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it.
And and then the show ended. We go over to the Comedy Store, talk to Eddie Bravo for like 30 minutes. Guy's insane in the best way.
He's a lunatic.
His eyes were like rolling the back of his head. He's just like, I love my son so much that I would fucking rip a dog's face open if it attacked him. And,
His son?
Yeah. He was like,
That's
if
what he's
anything
talking
happened to
about,
my
his
son, I
son?
would kill myself.
Oh, yeah, well, that's basically any father.
Yeah. But we weren't talking about that.
Oh, yeah. What the
It's
hell's
not
going on?
like, why would I be talking about the
Alright.
love of a child? And then, I had some
Yeah,
cool
that kinda
conversations
sounds
with a bunch of good comics. Just out of nowhere.
That's great.
That's what
man.
happens at the store.
Yeah.
And then me and Mike go back to my house. and just do DMT for like fucking 4 hours straight.
What are you doing out of those DMT pens?
Yeah, the DMT vape cartridges.
Yeah, those are pretty nutty.
They're going around.
Yeah, but I just don't get. I've done those, but I don't get like super trippy off of them. Like I get like.
You're not doing it right.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm not.
You got to do it deep.
Do you have it on you now?
Yeah.
Do you right now? On your person?
No, it's in my car.
Oh shit, that would have been funny.
I would not be down to hit it. I mean, 100% would be down to hit it right now. But it would be very, very boring to listen to.
Yeah.
We would just be quiet. We would just be silent for like fucking 10, 15 minutes.
That'd be pretty funny though.
I've had multiple people be like, you should do DMT on your podcast. And I'm like, no,
nah.
that's fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's exciting for me in my brain,
Yeah.
but not to listen to.
But maybe if you can learn to externalize what you're feeling internally, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, if you can Neuralink,
You'd be like,
Elon Musk
man,
Neuralink chip in
I
your
see
brain,
fractals, bro.
Bluetooth connect to a projector, and
Dude, where's your fucking flamethrower, bro?
That
You
is
should've
also
brought
in
that
my
shit
car.
here.
That is
dude,
also
you
in my
We
car.
should have brought that in here. That would have been dope too.
Dude.
Oh, we should do a video after where we go to your car and we shoot the flamethrower at the cops, and then dip.
yeah,
That'd
if
be
it was like
fucking
if it was like
hilarious.
Monday, I'd be down. It's Friday night in LA. They got sobriety checks,
Yeah, that's
checkpoints.
true.
But yeah, so
That's
we
true.
go back to my house, and I'm like, we got to do DMT, and I take a fat hit once, and I feel a little wobbles in the space time continuum,
Right.
and I look around, and I'm feeling like a little high,
Yeah,
but
that's how
nothing
I get.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then I look down at my hands, and they're not my hands. They are these two plastic hot dogs.
Plastic hot dogs.
And they're just, and I'm like, and I look back around, I'm like, nothing else is different. It's just my hands that have changed. And I'm freaking out for a second. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everything else is normal. What's going on here?
Right.
And then I'm like, hey, Mike, come in here. And he's like, what? And he's like,
And
I'm
you were
like,
good.
are my hands plastic? And as I'm saying it, I realize I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm just
Yeah.
on the most potent hallucinogen known to mankind.
Right.
And he's like, no, dude. And I started
See,
laughing, and
My problem is like what I'm nervous about is I used to do acid and mushrooms a lot in high school. Like I knew a guy in high school that used to get it from Silk Road. Remember Silk Road back in the day? You know
Yeah.
what that is? It's like that deep web website where you could buy like cheap drugs, like legit drugs for like cheap as fuck, and they send it to you. You set up like a PO box somewhere, and they'll send you these drugs for cheap as fuck. And he used to get like Molly there. He used to get Molly on it, and it would come in rock form, and it would be like pure fucking Molly, and he would get it for dirt cheap. And he used to get acid. He used to get a sheet of acid for $100. So a sheet of acid is 100 tabs. He used to get acid tabs for $1 each. He would sell it to me and my friends for $200, just marking it up $1 and doubling all his money. So
Yeah,
we'd
it's
be
a
like, "Fuck it, we'll
great
buy
price.
it for fucking $200 and sell it for fucking $15 a tab." You know, to some kids, like $10 a tab to some kids.
yeah, I think those go for like 250,
Yeah.
300 now.
Yeah. So we were like, so we used to just do acid all the fucking time in high school, and it got to the point. I always quote it. It got to the point where it was just like. I was like when I would trip out, I used to be like so like insightful, like, oh, the chakras and like, oh, all this. I used to be like super like hippie and like insightful and shit. But after a while, dude, it's just like every time I took it, I felt like the high was just my brain melting in my head. And I'd be like, dude, it just feels like my brain is like just getting wet and soggy and it's just like retarded right now. And then I just started feeling retarded. And it was like that song where it was just like, you know, that song where it goes like, too much tripping now, my soul's worn thin, holy town girl.
That was beautiful,
You
but
know what
no.
I'm talking about? That
I
song?
don't.
I think it's a take time with a wounded hand, 'cause it likes to heal. You know that song?
You're a wonderful singer.
You know that song? It's that song, and in it he goes,
I don't know the song.
he goes, too much tripping now, my soul's worn thin. And that's how and like now that I listen to that, I'm like, dude, that's how I feel. I feel like I trip so much that my soul is like on the verge of just like dissipating into the universe and losing myself. So that's why I'm like scared to really trip. I used to trip literally like every day, like every single day after high
Yeah,
school.
you're not supposed to do that.
It was just like, so I got out of high school at like 2:30, and we would take a tab right before high school. My high school was in the middle.
Before high school.
Well, after high school. We would take a tab after like we got
Okay.
out and we get into everyone's cars and we were about to drive off. And my high school is like in the middle of the woods in New Jersey. There's just woods surrounding it like for miles everywhere. And so we would just trip out and then we would just go off-roading in the woods. There was like this big lake that we would just go to and we'll just hang out there for like 6 hours, you know, and 6 hours from 2:30 is 8 o'clock at night. We get home at 8 o'clock at night. By 10 o'clock, I'm sober and I go to bed and just wake up and just do it all over again.
Didn't you build a tolerance?
I mean, a little bit.
Because
but-
not too long ago, within the last like 8 months, me and my friend did acid for about 4 days straight.
Right.
And then on the 5th day, we each took like a hit or two
Yeah, it wasn't.
and didn't feel
like,
anything.
Right, but
didn't
it
get high.
wasn't like I took it 4 days straight. It was like I took it and we sobered up and then I took it again. You know what I mean?
No, I mean 4 days in a row.
Yeah, okay.
So
And
it's
it
not the
didn't
same
work.
thing.
I don't know. I used to trip out all the time. Maybe I'd have to take 2 one day, but one tab did the trick for me. We used to call it just it was like cheating because we pay $3, get high as fuck all day, and then be good. When we used to just buy bags of weed, you know, $20 bag of weed every day. That's $20.
There's a
Burning
good
cash,
chance it
bro.
wasn't acid too.
Yeah, it was most of the time. It was like that 2CI shit.
Yeah.
You ever have take that shit?
Because I've never heard of
It's
acid for
basically the
$1
same
a hit.
shit. Yeah, it was cheap. No, dude, Silk Road had the cheapest shit, dude. I'm telling you. We used to get Molly for fucking so cheap, and it would come in rock form, and you had to break it up.
Yeah, it didn't also have like fentanyl laced everything though.
No, this was Silk Road, bro. It comes straight from Amsterdam, where all the weed was legal.
I was watching some.
But he got
documentary
busted.
about how-
He got busted, that kid. He got busted selling Molly in college at Rowan University in New Jersey.
Your friend.
That used to sell us, yeah, because he had a PO box somewhere, and the cops just like got wind of it, and they like did a stakeout. They busted in his house, found 50 grand cash in his house, confiscated it,
Damn.
and then he walked. So what does that mean? He ratted on someone. He ratted the fuck out of someone.
Yeah, he probably
Yeah, he
let-
walked.
gave them access to his account and
He got kicked
helped
out of
them
college.
track down the shipper.
Oh yeah, no, or he just gave everyone that he sold it to. He just fucking
He
ratted
fucking
out.
69'd them.
Yeah.
That's
He
the
ratted
new
the
that's the
fuck
new
out.
word for that.
Ratting someone? Why?
69 in them.
69
Tekashi 6ix9ine?
or- Oh, okay, yeah, no, I get it now. Yeah.
Have you
yeah,
seen
he
all those
Tekashi
memes?
done, yeah, that guy's a fucking dumbass. He's gonna be dead in 2 months.
Yeah.
He's on my death pool. Oh shit, you could do.
I mean, I
my-
don't think he's stupid for doing that, but I think he's a piece of shit.
Oh, he's dead. He's a
Like,
dumb ass.
You're in the
He's
hip hop
dead.
game. I mean, he was either dead or prison. If I was him, I would have taken
Uh,
prison.
Yeah, I would have taken prison. He's done,
Like you,
finished.
you have no one's respect.
and he can't do.
you
uh,
can't go
witness
back
pro-
into
He
music.
can't do witness protection.
Look at his face.
He's got a 69 on his head.
Although
I
if
saw-
he does,
I
if he
saw
does
an
get
article that
witness,
said that.
if he does get in the witness protection program, the government will pay for his tattoo removal, which means
No,
taxpayer money.
You'll still
Taxpayer
have-
money.
Yeah. He'll still have a scar of a 69 on his head. Like those tattoo removals are good, but you get scarred up. You could immediately tell that it's him.
I haven't
He's
seen
fucked.
the after
He's dead.
pictures.
You know, my bookie. We just got a sponsor from my bookie on one of our podcasts.
For what?
My bookie for the Comedy Store podcast. But they have a death pool.
They didn't sponsor me. Don't mention their name.
But they have a death pool. Like you could bet on people that's gonna die first. Let me bring it up real quick because this is actually interesting.
Why don't they call it a Deadpool?
They just call it a
It's like, oh wait,
an entertainment bet. They call it. I
I
don't
think,
know what entertainment bet means.
I think Doug Stanhope started that.
He does. He does have one too. It's hilarious. Brett Erickson, the guy that I work with, he's in the Deadpool. Ah, fuck.
Is that the one that hosts the mic on Melrose?
Brett Erickson?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he hosts any mics.
There's a guy
He
named
used to open
Erickson.
for. He used to open for Doug Stanhope.
Oh, yeah, that was it. That's fucking cool.
Fuck, dude. I don't know if you could find it on here.
I want to
Although-
open for Stanhope.
I know that would be dope. He's like one of my.
He's my
homies.
number one favorite of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to tripping every day. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
I
well,
can't
there's
find
there's a
it.
difference between doing a bunch of acid and 2CI and shrooms and all that and DMT, because DMT's naturally in your brain.
Right. Right.
So you can do it as much as you want. It's not really going to throw you off that much.
It's just it's the dream. It's like what the releases in your brain when you dream, right? When you go to bed and sleep.
So they say. They've shown that there's
Which is
increased
scary.
levels of it when you're dreaming.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's when you die, your brain releases it as like a defense mechanism.
well, they know for a fact that it is produced by your brain and it's detectable in your urine and blood. That's 100%
So you could get
fact.
a drug tested by it.
You can't get drug tested by it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I mean, it'll just be like, yeah, you have the same chemical you always have.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, maybe... Because if you're taking steroids,
Yeah.
that's your testosterone's normally in your body.
Yeah.
I don't know. That
The
shit
last time I took shrooms, I didn't really get that high, but before that time, that was the highest I've ever been. I was fucking trashed on shrooms. I was living in Philadelphia at the time, and me and my buddies were going to a concert, and we were in the car. And while we were in the car, we took the shrooms because usually it takes like 45 minutes to an hour to kick in. Usually you take shrooms and you're like, is this shit even working? And then it hits you
Yeah.
and you're like, holy fuck.
because your liver's got to metabolize it.
But we took it, and like 15 minutes later, we were fucking high, and my buddy was driving, and he was sweating while he was driving. I was like, oh no, we're gonna get into a fucking car accident and die. And I remember just getting so fucking high, and we had no idea where we were going. We were in the car, and we were like, dude, this is one of my tells if I'm tripping is if I look at my phone and all like the letters and numbers are all jumping around and like dancing. That's how I know that I'm fucked up. And then after that point, my phone is useless. I can't do anything on my phone.
Yeah, I saw something
Nothing.
on the internet that was a while back that was like you could tell Steve Jobs did acid if you hold down one of the icons on your
And it goes
iPhone
like
and they're all
this.
just
Yeah,
wiggling.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's how I know when I'm fucked up, and I'm like, okay,
I cannot
this
operate
is
my
a
phone on
tell that knows.
hallucinogens.
Yeah, me neither. And so like we didn't know how to get to the place, and we're like, oh fuck, we're fucked. And then out of nowhere, we were like, oh wait, this is the venue. We just look out the window. We're like, oh, it's right here. This is the venue. So we get out the car, and the trippiest thing while you're tripping is switching for environments. You know what I mean? So like going from like inside of a car for like an hour and then stepping outside into the world is like the trippiest thing because you're like, oh my God. All right, there's a whole new world. You got to learn how to like walk again, dude. I was so fucked up. Like I felt like I didn't even know
Yeah,
how
it's
to
like
walk.
walking from Adventureland
like,
to
yeah.
Futureland. And
I was like, oh my God, dude, I can't even walk. And then we walked to the venue, and the venue is like in between like these three big ass buildings in Philadelphia. It's called the Piazza. And I remember looking in and being terrified. Like looking in, and I saw, you know how like sometimes people say,
what
you
I mean,
could see
Tomorrowland.
sound.
Keep going.
You know when they say like you could see sound and like
Yeah,
and all this
synesthesia.
shit. Yeah, I literally saw the sound from the concert like whipping around the fucking venue like a hurricane, and I was like, dude, guys, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't go in. Like I was getting like the fear where I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this shit. And then I mustered up enough strength and I walked in, and I was just like, as soon as I walked in, I just like, it looked like all the faces in the crowd was like staring at me and shit. And I was just like, oh, I was like, I gotta sit down. I gotta sit down. I just sat down in the middle of the concert like a fucking lunatic. But it was.
Yeah,
I
unfamiliar
was
faces are weird.
Yeah, I was fucked up. I was so high.
I think the last time I was tripping super hard on shrooms was back in like college when I was like 19 or 20, and I was staring at this. I was really hungry, and I was at the beach with two of my friends, and I was staring at this pigeon, and I was just like, yeah, I could eat that.
That's crazy.
And then we had this bag of Ritz crackers and cheese and salami, and I was sitting there trying to make a little sandwich out of them.
Eating
my
is
friend was
not
just
very
like-
fun.
My friend was just like, "What are you doing?" And he just reaches in and grabs a handful and shoves it all in his mouth, and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I should have been doing that."
Yeah,
And then I started doing that, and I was just like, "Eating is right on."
it's weird. It's very strange.
It feels good. I disagree.
Have you?
All bodily functions are.
So were
Weird.
you ever
I'm
take a
ashamed.
shit? You ever take a shit while tripping?
Oh, dude, taking
It's
a shit on
so
acid
weird.
is the worst.
It's so weird.
I feel so like vulnerable and
Dude,
uncomfortable.
I feel the shit in my gut moving in my intestines and then coming out my ass. It's the weirdest.
Just a little
fucking
brown
thing.
slug going through
I
a
literally
maze.
feel
and then,
it like going around in my stomach, and I'm like, oh my god. No, on prom weekend, I got fucked up. If we got like this hotel in Wildwood, New Jersey, and I took 4 tabs of acid, but I put them on my tongue, and I was drinking beer, and I accidentally fucking swallowed 4 tabs of acid without letting it dissolve. So I just ate 4 tabs of acid, and I was like, fuck,
that
dude.
still works.
I'm not even gonna get high.
Still works
this
just
is
as good.
retarded. And then 2:00 in the morning, I remember I'm taking a shit on the toilet, and I'm just looking down. I'm fucked up, and I'm just like taking a shit on the toilet. I'm looking down, and then I just see like the swirls and the bulgings, and I'm like, oh no, it's hitting me now at 2:00 in the morning.
Wait, when did you take it?
I took it at like during the day, like at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So
It
like,
hit you 12
and
hours
it
later?
hit me like so much later because I swallowed it and I ate food and shit, and like it just took a while to digest.
That's weird.
I was fucked up.
I've tried swallowing tabs just to see if it would affect me the same. I
Just
think
without dissolving
every
it?
way I've taken it has all taken the same
It
time.
took so long for that.
Like under the tongue, I fucking Simba'd myself on the forehead
That's
with a
like the Jimi Hendrix.
liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever get the fear while you're tripping, where you start bugging out? You ever watch Fear and Loathing, Las Vegas?
Not in a while, but
That's the fear is when you're just like
acid.
you
I always
start
feel like
bugging out.
I'm very in control on acid. Mushrooms.
Yeah, me too.
Mushrooms are a little
I'm
more
the
scary
same
for
way.
me.
I'm the same way. Acid is it's more of like a party drug. You could like control yourself. But shrooms, yeah, I get the fear on shrooms where you're just like, oh, dude.
I've
oh
had some.
my God.
I've had some uncomfortable times on mushrooms where I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing this
I
anymore.
always are all fucking switch, please.
But so lately with DMT, so I did it that night. I was on Molly, so that made it better. I'm
Yeah.
like grooving. I'm like
Yeah.
dancing around, like moving
Yeah.
my hands back and forth. I'm like sitting down on the bed, and I was listening to
Moving your hands back and forth.
Flamingoses. Great Hair by Flamingoses. That was the album name. You should look that up.
Jesus.
It's
Yeah,
some
I'll check it
fucking
out.
disco funk shit,
Okay.
but it's new.
All right.
It's not old,
That
but it's
sounds dope.
sampling old stuff. And every time I hit it, dude, my hands just turned into like purple pixels that would just like dissolve into the air and wisp
Yeah.
away. And I'm in like the walls are white in the room I'm in, and they would just turn like a dark yellow. And every time I hit it, and I would just every single time I was hitting it for like 3 hours straight. Every single time, it was just like, this is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching the most interesting movie ever, and then every time I sober up, it's on pause, and then so
Yeah.
that kind of I usually am scared of DMT because it can be really uncomfortable at times.
You're completely losing yourself. You completely give up.
You don't
all
exist.
Inhibitions. Yeah. You're
You
just
don't
like,
exist.
"Oh."
And there's like an uncomfortable sexual aspect to it a lot of the times. I'd say
Sexual?
like 30% of the times where like there's like a fucking tentacle going up my ass or
Okay.
some
a
weird
little
shit. Super weird shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, I don't want to go down that road. But this one night, I think the Molly just like picked up the mood, so it like eliminated any possibility of anything negative.
Yeah.
So since then, that was on the 26th. That was on the 24th, and it's the 27th now. So since then, I've just been doing like a bunch every day, and just the fact that it only lasts
10 minutes.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
and at 20 minutes, it's 100%. I'm 100% normal.
Yeah.
So I've just been like in the middle of like moving shit. I was helping my girlfriend like move a couch and some tables and some furniture. And I'm like, all right, we got a lot done here. Give me 20 minutes. And I go sit on the balcony and just fucking blast off.
Dude, you're out of your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there. She comes in. She's getting annoyed with me. And I'm just like, calm down. It's only 20 minutes. Like, big fucking deal. I'm going to help you move all this and everything's going to be fine. Just give me fucking 20 minutes. I'm not asking too much here. And she comes in and she tries to talk to me, and I look over and I'm just like, what? Like, I didn't even talk or anything. I just have no idea what the fuck who she is or anything.
You're out of your mind.
And there's shit floating around. And every time I've been doing this during the day, I tell my phone, I'm like, hey, Siri, remind me in 20 minutes to not be on DMT anymore. And so I finally come down. I'm looking over off the balcony at all these buildings and cars that are like on my street. And I'm like, has this always been there? And it's all like metallic and futuristic and like spacecrafts and stuff.
Always been there.
And then it just turns back to normal. And then I think my hands have become like a grounding point. Like once my hands look normal, that's when I'm like, okay.
That's my phone. Once my phone, the letters stop dancing, I'm like, all right, this is good.
Yeah, the phone too. But I
Yeah.
feel like the phone's always kind of trippy. Even when I'm sober, a
it's always
phone's pretty
trippy.
insane.
Yeah. You ever do sativa or salvia? Salvia?
Yeah, I did it once that
Oh,
I can. I did it a
dude.
couple times.
I
Once I can remember, this girl was laughing at me because I was like, "Whoa!" and her smile was she
Dude,
was like turning into like a Joker cat face.
That's like DMT's like evil little brother, dude.
Yeah.
Sativa or fucking.
Well,
Salvia's
salvia's classified as a dissociative,
dude.
and DMT's a hallucinogen.
At the Jersey Shore boardwalk, they would sell kids salvia. You just walk
yeah,
by,
yeah.
and
We
they
used
go,
to buy
"Can
it
I
at
get
smoke shops.
20x
under 18?"
salvia," and they'd be like, "All right," and they would just give us kids salvia to smoke. And dude, that actually, I take back when I was on mushrooms. That was the highest I've ever been on fucking salvia, dude. I don't even fucking remember that, dude. Because I remember I was in high school, and I was when I was like smoking a lot of weed in high school, and we didn't have weed, and we're like, oh, and like none of the drug dealers were around, so we're like, oh, let's just go to the boardwalk. We'll get some salvia. It's like weed. We'll fucking just smoke that. That'll be fine. So we go, and my friends are like, yeah, let's do that. And I'm like thinking,
Did I
like,
already talk about how I did DMT while I was moving?
yeah. you
Did I
just
say
did.
that twice?
No, you just did before. That was the
Did I
first
say
time.
that before that?
I don't think so.
Did I say it how I did it today after the gym?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I've said it on stage a few
Right.
times today. I don't want to
Running
fucking
bits.
repeat myself.
Just running bits by me. All right, I get it. I get
Everything's a
what we're
bit
doing
man.
here.
Everything's a fucking bit.
But yeah. So we got the sativa or why do I keep fucking calling it sativa? Salvia. We got the fucking salvia 20x, and we brought it back into the woods, like this wood spot we had, and I was skeptical about it because it was like I thought it was just fake weed, and I've been smoking like I was like a high school like stoner, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna get high. I smoke so much weed, I'm not gonna get high from this fake weed shit. So I remember I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna pack the fattest bowl I could pack, take the biggest rip I could take, and hold it in as long as I can out of this bong. So I literally did that, like filled the bowl to the top, ripped it all, held it in as long as I could. And when I blew it out, dude, it felt like a truck hit me in the face, dude. I was in the woods with my friends, and as soon as I hit it, I completely forgot I was even born. Like I was like retarded. Like I was like I hit it, and then like all my vision turned blue. Everything was like in a blue tint. And none of my friends were there, even though they were all standing around me going, dude, how does it feel? None of my friends were there. And then I remember just looking around the woods and everything was blue. And then I turn around and I look at the bong that I just hit, and it was standing on like a stump in the woods, just like glowing. And I was like, oh. And then I turn around and my buddy's like, his face is in my face. He's like, dude, are you fucked up? And I was like, yo. And I remember just taking off in the woods, dude. And it just makes you retarded. And then we were like, I was like, dude, that was insane. So I took it to my other friend's
It
house.
lasts about the same amount of time, right?
Same amount of time, yeah. But for the rest of the day, you just feel like weird. You just feel like gritty. I don't know how to explain it besides like gritty is a good word for it, where you're just like your teeth feel weird and you're like, oh, you just feel like a crackhead, honestly. And I took it to my friend's house who's like a crackhead. And I was like, this guy's got to take, I want to watch him on this shit. So we gave it to him, or I was like, dude, just take the biggest rip as you can and just hold it in. And he took like this huge rip, and he took the rip, drool fell from his mouth, and he went, and he started running around in circles, dude. And I was like, oh, and I was just laughing my ass off. And then he was like, oh, and like 10 minutes later, he like wind down. He's like, dude, oh. I was like, dude, how was it? He's like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, dude, what did you see? And he was like, I don't know. I just remember just seeing a bunch of doors, and I was just running through a bunch of doors in a circle. And I was like, dude, you were running in a circle, bro.
We're such
And
fucking
that
retards.
oh yeah, such retards, especially in high
But
school.
yeah,
Dude.
I think
was
the difference.
biggest fucking idiot.
I think hallucinogens. the whole thing with hallucinogens is that all of your senses kind of intertwine, like and like the things you see and feel come from
Right.
like your taste and like
Right.
they
But
they just get crossed over. But with things like salvia, it's a dissociative, and it's just like it has nothing to do with your senses. It's just random shit.
But the longer I did it, the more I just felt like it's just ruining your brain. That's what I felt like. It was just like my brain was just being ruined every time I did a fucking psychedelic. For some reason, like it just felt like I could feel my brain deteriorating, and that was like scary to me. And then every time,
that makes sense.
Like
that's why I stopped doing acid.
Yeah, I hit a point when I
while.
was doing acid where I was just like, this just feels like my brain is like getting holes.
But
like
I don't
Swiss
feel that
cheese.
with DMT at all.
Okay, yeah.
I just feel like back to normal.
Yeah,
And that's why,
pretty cool,
dude,
yeah.
I've just been doing it so much. Like, this is my day today. I woke up. I went to the gym.
Did DMT?
Did DMT. I drove. I checked out this apartment. It was pretty cool.
You
Emailed
moving?
the place. Called them. They didn't answer. I'm probably not going to get it. I have bad luck with places.
You moving
Did
out?
DMT.
DMT?
Was stuck in traffic for a while. Went to this mic. Went to this other mic. Did DMT.
What are you trying to find with the DMT? I don't understand. What are you trying to? Oh my God! What the fuck just happened here?
Oh boy.
What are you
Just
trying to
disconnect the mic.
find?
What are
with this
any of us
DMT?
trying to find here, Todd?
I don't know.
On
Like,
this
what are
fucking
you?
crazy planet.
What are you looking for? Hold on, I'm gonna take this out.
Questions, answers. I don't know. Entertainment mainly. Mainly entertainment.
Jokes.
I'm just fucking bored.
You're looking
I
for
have-
jokes.
I have jokes too.
Yeah.
The more insane I am, the funnier I feel like my shit is.
Yeah, that's the sick part too. You know,
I'm
sometimes
not
I feel like that too. Like
Seinfeld-y.
sometimes I feel like I have to be fucked up to be funny.
I used to think that.
Because when I was in high school, that's when I feel like
I think I'm
everyone
funnier
thought I
on
was
stage
funny.
sober, but I think I need to be fucked up to tell my jokes sober. Funny.
That's the thing, dude. My best shows is when I was fucked up. How sick is that? My best shows is when I was like really drunk or like getting drunk. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up. To
The
think
best
about.
time there was they used to do show up go up at the Comedy Store, which is where you show up and you go up. It's
Oh,
in the
yeah, I
fucking
know
name. I
Show
don't have to
Go very
explain
well.
it, but for our listeners and
Yeah, Shoko was the best.
it's at the biggest. Is that alcohol?
Yeah.
Can I have all of it?
Want some? Yeah, Shoko was the best, dude.
And Eric Marino was the biggest piece of shit
He
ever,
was
and
the best.
I was obsessed with him. I was like, I fucking love this guy. He's such
Dude,
a
that
terrible
guy's out
person.
of his
He's so
mind.
ruthless. And
Yeah.
the first time I came to Show Up Go Up, they my buddy Omid put my name in the bucket, and I was like, no, stop it, like in like a way like a horror girl would
That was
say
the first
that.
time you went on stage?
No, that was the first time I went up in
Oh, no.
LA,
Oh, okay.
and
That's dope.
I had done maybe like 5 or 6 mics in San Diego. And I went up and I fucking crushed it. And I was hammered. And like 5 people came up to me after and like shook my hand and were like, that was the funniest set all night. And I think that was still to date, I think that was the best I've ever done.
Go set, dude?
I think 3 or 4 years later, I still have not done better than
All my
every.
sets at
I have
Shoko
bombed
were
almost
trash.
every set at Show Up Go Up since then.
Yeah, all my
I've never
sets
came
are
close to doing that.
trash. Dude, Show Up Go was just fun to fucking watch. Sometimes I just want to go just to. That's the only mic that I wanted to go to just to watch what the fuck. is gonna
Yeah,
happen.
dude. Oh,
'Cause
watch,
Marino
he would
was just a
crush people's souls.
Dude, I know, dude. People would be crying walking off the stage. Literally. Some
Yeah.
people crying walking
Yeah.
off the stage.
He would destroy them.
Yeah, that shit was so funny.
I I had Jeff Ross walk out on me once on there, and then he
And Show Up Go Up.
ripped me a new one about how I made Jeff Ross walk, and then it was posted on their Instagram, a picture of me, and it said, "This guy walked Jeff Ross. Hopefully, it's the worst night of your career." Or does it get any worse or something like that? And I saw that and I was like, no, I'm going to stop doing comedy.
Hope you mind I don't vape on the show, bro.
I mean, you got to do DMT after.
That's nice. What do you think about all this vape shit going on? What do you
The
think?
illegalization
What
of
do you
vape.
think? Yeah, what do you think about Trump trying to make vape flavors illegal?
I
That's
am
fucking
against
son
it.
of a bitch. I don't know what the fuck is that. You know, I saw Steven
Make
Crowder.
fucking tobacco illegal.
I saw Steven Crowder, a guy that I disagree with most of the time, talking about it, and I agreed with him where he was like, if you're a Republican and you support the vape ban, you are not a Republican. And I'm like, finally, fucking someone says it. Because that's the thing with these fucking Republicans now, is that being Republican is supposed to mean you're for small government, you know? Like smaller government interference.
I've never heard that.
That's what being Republican is. It's supposed to be smaller government interference and small government. And liberals is more government, more taxes to like a more socialist kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So-
I think it's just government in different places. Libertarian is the only thing
No.
that's small government.
No. Small government is a Republican value. It's supposed to be, no
Republicans
bans.
don't want to like reduce the federal powers and increase
do.
state powers.
They do.
I don't know. Neither of us really know what the fuck we're talking about.
No, they
so
do.
Let's go back to
being
drugs.
a Republican. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's the only thing I know what I'm fucking about. But yeah, it was just interesting to agree with Steven Crowder on something because he was like, no, because I fucking Steven Crowder. You watch his shit ever? Louder with Crowder.
I know who he is.
He's the guy that does the change my mind things where he'll be like, building a wall.
I
is
can't
not a
watch his
bad
shit.
Idea. Change my mind.
I can't watch his shit because I just see it and I'm like, I want to be.
I want to just fucking
I could-
blow him up.
Yeah,
I know.
I would have a very good
'Cause he
argument
gets
compared to all the
fucking
people.
idiots to go on. I know.
It's the same with Ben Shapiro where
Yeah, he
I like
calls out
listening to Ben
idiots.
Shapiro a lot.
Yeah,
But it's like Ben Shapiro destroys feminists or
and
whatever.
it's like a
And you listen to
14.
him
It's like a
and they're,
14-year-old
fucking
girl.
retarded. And you're like, yeah, I would destroy them too.
It's like a baby. Yeah, and she's like, gaga goo goo, and he's like, oh fuck, yeah, you're wrong. There shouldn't be.
Ben
taxes."
Shapiro destroys a pinata
Yeah, and you're like, dude,
filled with
okay.
babies.
I know it's fucking retarded.
Did you see the new South Park?
No, I didn't yet. Don't tell me about it.
Okay, moving
I
on.
just watched the new Crank Anchors.
It's
though.
very
I
funny.
fucking
They
love
have
it.
another one of those?
They just came out the new reboot of Crank Anchors.
Throwback. They got a
Dude,
new
I
Always Sunny as
used
well.
to love Crank Anchors. I know. I gotta watch that too. I used to love Crank Anchors when I was a kid, dude.
How often do you get up at the Comedy Store?
Not too often. It's a door guy's gig. Usually only if someone.
You're not a door guy?
No, I'm a video editor here.
Are you good with audio?
I'm all right with audio.
Because I recorded a podcast earlier tonight. It was very impromptu, and it was fucking hilarious. And it was in a bar, and there's a bunch of background music. You think you could fuck with the EQ and bring out the voices a little more?
I don't know. We could talk about it. We can talk about it later.
Sounds like a no.
Oh, look at this. It's a girl party in here now over there. But yeah. No, we'll talk about it later. We don't have to talk about it on the podcast. We could talk about it.
Just give me a yes or no.
We'll talk about it later. Oh, I'm feeling a little nice now. I just worked all day today. Those are my first drinks. I don't want anyone to think that we're pussies for drinking cider, so I'm just gonna put it over here so no one knows what the hell we're drinking. Cider.
You're drinking cider. I'm drinking watered down cider because my ice melted
I
in
know
here.
I put my ice in it too, but it tastes good.
Dude, I just want to do DMT right now.
Dude, you gotta chill on that. It's gonna make your soul thin, dude. It's gonna be
What
too
soul?
much tripping now. My soul's worn thin. Only times again. Too much walking now. My shoes worn thin.
The
Take
last-
time with a wanted hand, 'cause it likes to heal. It's the best song. You gotta take time with that wounded hand.
Text me the name of it. I'll put it on my playlist. I'm serious. So the last trip I did after I saw the house, after I looked at the apartment, I'm just posted up
In
on the
the
side
day.
of Franklin and right off Franklin next to an Arco gas station.
Right.
And I'm just like, let's just blast off real quick. And I couldn't tell you what happened, but it was fucking amazingly beautiful. And then as I'm coming down, I'm just laughing hysterically. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Psychopath.
And I'm
right?
talking to myself.
A
Oh, yeah.
crazy person.
Insane-
A homeless
insane.
person now.
Absolutely insane. Schizophrenic.
Yeah, schizophrenic homeless person. Yeah, continue.
And I'm like, it hasn't even been 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the sickest part.
And I'm just sitting there laughing, and I'm kind of tearing up because what I just saw was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I'm also like, I don't even know what just happened. And then I'm just like, this is so ridiculous. My life is so fucking
Yeah.
retarded.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I
and
know.
So
That's
funny.
the scariest part of when you're tripping, especially now in LA.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
My life is so funny. Like I just went and I did like normal things today, except I went and visited space a few times.
Yeah. No, you visited your brain frying, but it's the same thing.
It's not your brain frying. Your brain makes it.
I right before I moved to LA, me and my buddies, I was moving out of my apartment in Philadelphia. And me and my best friends were like, dude, because I lived in that apartment for so long, like 3 years, 4 years. And I was like, dude, guys, let's just fucking do one more trip here before I leave. Let's get fucking blasted on acid. So we took acid. And this was like, I had the fear at some point at this point. We took acid. We started playing music videos, you know. It
Red Hot
gets
Chili
weird.
Peppers?
Gets weird. No, a bunch of like just trippy shit. And then we put on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which was the worst choice. We put
Yeah,
on the
you can't.
episode. You ever watched the Charlie Work episode?
Yeah.
Where it's like the Birdman thing, where it's like doom ticka doom ticka doom, and it's like following Charlie, and he's like cleaning up shit, and he's like doing all this shit. We were watching that on acid, dude, and I was just like, oh,
Was that the one where it's his birthday?
Oh my god. No, it was the one where the health inspector's coming, and he's like, guys, the health inspector's coming. We've got to do all this shit. So it was like this Charlie Work thing, and they're like, and it's only following Charlie around. It's supposed to be
God,
like
I
one
fucking love that
continuous.
show.
It's the best show ever, yeah. And I remember I was like, oh my god, this is fucked up. I can't even watch this right now. And I look back at my friend, and he's on the couch. He's got my Snuggie on. I used to have a Snuggie. He has my, remember those fucking things? Snuggies? It's the blankets with the arms in it.
Yeah, we can just let that go.
He has my Snuggie on, and he's going, dude, I'm so cold and so hot at the same time right now. And then we all just went, oh! We just all started dying laughing. And he's just so uncomfortable.
Everything's
and
so
he's
funny
like, I'm
when it
so
happens.
cold. It's so hot. And then we were like, we just got to, that's like the thing that a lot of people, if there's people listening to your podcast right now that's never tripped, and they're like, oh, I want to trip, I want to
doubt
do
that.
it. I want to do it. And they're thinking like, oh, but we should do it in like a safe space and confine ourselves. Don't do that, because that's the worst thing you could do. The first
I'd
time I
recommend
did
nature.
shrooms, you have to go out. It's like, it's kind of scary, but once you're out there and like, even in the city, dude.
You got to
like,
be near at least like I'm gonna say 5 trees.
dude, just walking
At least
around the
5
city. I just
trees.
walked around Philadelphia after that, and I was like, just tripping, and I was just having such a good time, man. And like,
You watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
yeah, of course.
Was it
Everyone
sunny?
in Philadelphia loves Always Sunny. in
Well, they got it. That's like the
Philadelphia.
only thing they got going for them
That's the
besides that
only
big
thing.
ass crack
yeah,
bell.
Yeah, and a fucking what is it called? Fucking Rocky Balboa statue. But yeah, dude, it was great, because it was just like walking around a city that like you just lived in for so long, and you're like, oh, I'm leaving this place. I'm off to better things, you know? And it was just like a great experience after that. Because once you confine yourself in like a room and you're like putting things on the TV to like scare you. Because I'm the kind of guy that when I'm tripping, I like to do like the most extreme thing where it would make
You
my
want to
brain.
test yourself.
Yeah, would see how far my brain would go. Like sometimes, like I'll be tripping.
Taser to the dick hole.
Sometimes I'll be tripping and I'll be like, dude, guys, let's put on some like murder videos, like people getting murdered. And shit. And they'd be like, what? Why? I'm like, just to see what would happen, dude. Let's see if we're gonna turn into like fucking serial killers, dude. How cool would that be? And I never did. Never turned into a serial killer, but.
Dude, I just want to say this. You're gonna have no response to this, but my friend listens to this. His name's Danny Grelly, and you've always reminded me of him. And Danny, if
If you
you're
watch his
listening,
murder videos,
no, I don't know.
you ever watch any murder videos?
Yeah, Salil Al Sawarim.
What is that?
That was the ISIS propaganda video back in
okay.
2015, I think 2014,
Yeah.
and it was very well filmed, good editing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like GTA.
Dude, I've
Did you see that one?
I don't know if I have.
It was like an hour and a half long,
Oh my god!
and it's
It's
just
like a full
it's just
movie?
nonstop killing. Yeah, dude, it was a full movie.
And he was literally killing people.
Yeah.
Like real killing. Oh
Yeah.
wow! Holy shit! No,
It was
I
on
never
live.
seen
I think
that
it's
one.
probably still up. Salil al-Sawarim. I think that means tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear. You want to watch a killing? Well, who is he killing? Homeless people?
No,
Just innocent people he kidnapped?
what do you mean he?
It's a guy?
ISIS.
ISIS. Oh, ISIS videos. No, I haven't
I think
watched
they were
any
killing.
of the ISIS videos.
It was Syrians killing Pakistanis.
Oh my god. I watched I used to work at this warehouse with like this Mexican kid in South LA. And he'd be like, "Yo, Todd, man, you wanna watch this video?" I'm like, I guess. Let me see it. Dude, he showed me a video of a guy in the Mexican cartel. You hearing this?
Yeah.
He showed me a video of a guy
Told you I'm addicted.
in
to
the
my phone.
Mexican cartel stabbing a guy in the chest and ripping out his heart on camera.
Fucking
He
Indiana
showed me a
Jones style.
guy. Oh, no, this is even worse. He showed me a guy in the Mexican cartel. It's all Mexican cartel videos he had on his phone for some reason. He showed me a video of a guy cutting off a guy's leg while he's alive, kicking. He cut off his leg with a knife, with
Does
like
the
a
leg
Bowie
keep
knife.
cooking?
And then beats him up with his leg, dude. I was like, oh! I was like, why are you showing me this? And he's
Is it
like,
on
isn't that
Lively?
crazy? I think so. It was on a website. Fuck, I forget what it was called.
Is it on Pornhub?
It was a website where it was all cartel murders. And I was like, what the
Gore
fuck,
Hub?
dude? Where did you find this website? And it was all just Mexican cartel murders. And it was a guy cutting off another guy's leg and beating him up with it. And it made me feel weird all day. I remember the first snuff film that I've ever watched, actually. I remember when and where I was when it happened.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
It was one called Two Guys, One Hammer. That was the first one I ever watched. You ever see that one?
Oh.
It's it's in the Ukraine, and these guys bring this homeless guy
I could never watch any of
into
those.
the woods and beat him with a hammer on camera, and it's fucked up. And I remember watching with my friends in high school and just being like, "What?" What
I
the
can't watch
fuck
nonsense
did I
gore.
watch?
I can watch like honor killing
Yeah.
and like I feel like the
Oh,
cartel.
Can
if
I
they're
tell
killing
you
they
a
got
movie
reason.
to watch and watch it tonight?
A Murder to Remember?
No. It's called August Underground. There's 3 of them. And I'm just going to read you the I'm going to read
Synopsis?
you the Wikipedia synopsis or plot to it, and just let you know how fucked up this movie is. It's fake, but it looks real. If you didn't know it was fake, you would think it's real.
It's like a Paranormal Activity style.
Right,
Blair
like
Witch Project.
handheld, and it's about like these like serial killers that kidnap people, and it looks fucking real. And
Serial killers.
and here you go.
The concept of like a group of serial killers
All right.
together has never
All
crossed
right,
my mind.
here's the second paragraph. This is
Like a
like the
militia.
beginning of the movie. Next, the two are shown picking up a female hitchhiker whom Peter coerces into performing oral sex on him. After climaxing, Peter beats the hitchhiker and leaves her dead on the side of the road. After returning to Laura, to whom he force-fed one of her now dismembered boyfriend's toes, the duo attend a concert which they are kicked out for rowdy behavior and visit
Sounds like
a
me.
farm, returning to the house after to find Laura has died. After some mundane outings, such as torturing a slaughterhouse and visiting a cemetery, Peter murders an old woman in her home, which he and the cameraman ransack. Later, the two harass and stab a convenience store clerk and torment a pair of shoppers. The two try to take the wounded clerk and the bystanders. Dude, this movie, I watched it, and the scene that I watched was he has like these 2 girls locked up in his basement, and they're like tied up. He goes to like these drums in his basement, like these like metal drums, and he opens it, and there's a dead baby in it. He takes the dead baby and fucks the dead baby in the head. All fake, but it looks real as fuck. Fucks the dead
What
baby
part of the head?
in the
Does
head.
he cut a hole in
It's
it?
like skull fucking it, yeah.
Wait,
In
he
the head,
cuts a hole. This is important. He cuts a hole in the skull.
it's just like a rotting dead baby, and he's just skull fucking it somehow. Looks real.
Like a pumpkin.
Meanwhile,
Like an old
there's a
pumpkin.
guy jerking off in the corner while all this is happening. There's a guy jerking off for some reason.
I don't want to admit how much I want to see this.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It'll make you just go, what the fuck is going on? And
You ever seen Ken Park?
no, I don't know what that is. Is that like another fucked up like?
Yeah, it's really. Wait, what else happens?
He just like slits this girl's throat and empties her blood in like a cup and like, dude, there was this one scene where he cuts
You know,
open.
your
He cuts
typical-
open this pregnant girl's stomach and takes out the dead fetus out of her fucking stomach, and it looks so real. Like you'd be like, dude, did you kill this person?
This is
It's
all
called
in
August
one movie.
Underground. Yeah, it's so fucked up. There's 3 of them. So I'm they might be mashing it. I might have it all.
I'll put it on when I go
But,
to sleep tonight.
But yeah, play it when you know your girlfriend is coming over. Play it before she gets there. So when she
she's
walks
a
in,
sick fuck. She'll
and
be
just
into it.
just act like you're just watching a regular movie, and just be like, oh, it's just a movie like my friend Todd told me to watch called August Underground.
She'd probably be like, whoa,
She'd be like,
and
what?
sit down and be like, what
The
is this?
Fuck. Yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
She's sick. She would like it.
That's cool,
So
man.
Ken Park is So you remember that movie Kids?
Oh yeah, great movie.
That was a great movie.
Yeah,
And it was like a little fucked up. It was like a good movie, but it was a little fucked up. And it had a
it's
lot.
very
Of,
fucked up.
it had a lot
Very-
of good music.
And
I
it had a
liked.
yeah, and it had a lot of kids fucking in it.
I really connected with the music because as a young East Coast African American boy,
Right.
That's like my
from,
shit.
From New York City, yeah. And it starts out,
Shaolin.
that movie literally starts out for all your viewers that never watch Kids. It literally starts out with a kid fucking another kid, taking her virginity, and then going, virgins. I fucking love them. It's the best beginning to any movie.
And he's so fucking ugly too.
He's so ugly. That guy is so dumb. He does movies now. and
Oh, really?
he's
I haven't seen him
so
lately.
ugly. Oh, what movie did I just watch where he was in?
But
I forget.
yeah,
but
Kids. The
it
whole
was
movie. The whole
fucking
movie was about this
so-
guy who just loves fucking virgins,
And he has AIDS.
and he has AIDS.
Yeah.
And you find out
And
at
the
the end.
girl is trying to stop him from fucking another virgin, and she doesn't get there enough. And then a guy rapes her and gives himself AIDS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember? He goes,
Yeah.
it's me, it's Casper. It's just me, it's Casper. And you're like, dude, don't fuck her. She's got AIDS.
Or don't fuck her, she's
a
Passed out. That'd be my first one.
yeah.
Also AIDS.
Also, she has AIDS. So, should
But
did your research.
I guess karma really evened out the score on that one.
Yeah, that's why it's such
On
a
one
good
hand, you
movie.
raped her. On the other hand, you got AIDS. So
Yeah, that guy's great.
but yeah. So I looked up the writer or director or something. I wanted
His
to
name
see
was
more
like
movies by
Harmony
him.
something, right?
I forget. This is a while. I was in high school.
I've watched all his
And
movies.
this movie
yeah.
was called Ken Park, and it starts off with this kid at a skate park.
Oh, okay.
The skate park was not called Ken Park. That was his name. He's
His name was Ken, and it was just his park.
no, he's some little ginger, and he has a skate park, and then he goes up. There's a little ramp, and then he sits down, and he puts a big smile on his face, and then he blows his brains out.
Okay. Oh, I think I did see this movie at the skate park, right? Yeah, I did see this movie, dude.
And then it like goes back in time to like what led up to
Right.
that, and like
And it's like
his
on a
dad
video
comes
camera,
home drunk
right?
and like fucks him, and tries to get into bed with him, and
I think I do remember this
a
movie.
bunch. I don't remember what else. I just remember those two things. It was just really fucked
Yeah.
up and weird.
Yeah, it's very fucked up. Oh, have you seen Gumbo? Or Gummo? Gummo, it's called. Same guy made it. It's so fucked up too. But it's like
Is that a 6ix9ine song?
it's called Gummo, Gummo, and it's like kids, but like set in like the South, like the deep South, and everyone's like inbred idiots. And that movie is
I'm looking it up.
terrifying, just because inbred people are terrifying.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Nothing scares
how
me
much
more
of
than
this
inbred
country is
people.
disgusting
Yeah.
pieces of shit.
Do you have a sister?
Yeah, I fucked her. No, I don't.
Dude, I don't have a sister. Dude, what is it like?
What if
seeing-
I did? You can best believe.
that was actually one of my first jokes I've
I'd
ever
give her a
written.
heaping
That
help.
was actually one of the
this.
first jokes I ever written was
Do you have
like,
Wi-Fi?
yeah, it's a comedy store and the password is basement.
Oh
fun-
shit!
A fun fact: it used to be the Wi-Fi down here. This is a fun story for your viewers. The Wi-Fi downstairs in the Comedy Store basement used to be ass play, and the password used to be yes please. About a week ago, we had a
They changed it to me too.
we had a sexual harassment seminar upstairs in
Really?
the OR. And during the sexual harassment seminar, the Wi-Fi that she was on went out, so she had to use the Wi-Fi from the basement. And she goes, "What? Can someone connect to the Wi-Fi on here?" And Chelsea Skidmore goes up there, and she goes up and she goes, "What is the password for ass play?" And the sexual harassment seminar person was like, "Oh my god, like what the fuck?"
That's
And
fucking beautiful.
And then someone just screamed out, "Yes, please!" And she's like, "Okay, thank you." And then she told
oh, that's amazing. That's great.
she told on us, and then we had to change it. So now it's coming.
It just happened.
Yeah,
That's
It
so
literally
cool.
just happened.
That's so
yeah.
cool.
How funny is that? It is a funny
That's
joke.
fucking hilarious. What was your first joke?
Oh, it was so dumb. It was just like, oh yeah, I don't have a sister, but like with all like the sister porn coming out, it was like I say I don't.
Your first
I
joke
say
was
no.
when incest porn
This is
was
what I
happening?
said. This is what I said. I said I don't, or like fuck. I say I want to say that I would never have sex with my sister, but I don't have I don't have a sister, and with all the the sister porn out, it makes it seem like really awesome to fuck your sister, and it was a dumb fucking joke, but that was literally my first joke. But having a sister, well, what do you think about all the sister porn out there?
Oh no, I don't have a sister.
Do you skip it?
Also, I have a mom,
don't
and
have
there's
a
a lot
sister?
of mom porn.
Yeah, but I know,
It's weird.
I
don't-
watch mom porn,
Dude,
but
who the fuck is into fucking their family?
listen, I watch mom.
Obviously, a lot of people.
Sometimes I watch mom porn
I don't know anyone.
because my
It's because
mom,
of the content.
yeah.
The
no,
porn
'cause
star
they're
is hot.
interactive. They're interactive too, because it's like oh hey, and they do like this like interactive thing with it. But like
Sometimes
my
it'll
mom
be
is
like,
Asian.
"Mommy wants to see your dick," and if I
Yeah.
see that, I'll just exit out. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fucking weird.
Well, my mom's Asian, so it's like
my
I just
mom
skip the
listens to my
Asian mom
podcast
porn.
sometimes, and I hope she doesn't listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Your mom listens to your podcast? What's she think? She think it's good?
No, she's like, "That's fucking terrible. You stop doing that." And I was like, "No."
Stop doing
Stop
what?
listening to
Watching
it.
porn?
She's
Mom
like,
porn?
"Stop talking about this kind of stuff." And I'm like, "Stop listening to my podcast."
Tell your mom to watch August Underground. It's a trilogy. My mom's a horror person. That's where
And
I
then
get
just
from.
recently, she listened to one I did with Mark Boyd, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he seems nice." I'm like, "Mom, stop listening to my fucking podcast." And she's like, "No, I only listen to the ones that aren't dirty." And I'm like, "How the fuck would you know that?"
Yeah, how would you just
I
like
don't give a
imagine?
preview.
Oh yeah, this person's not a dirty person. Okay, I get it. Yeah, your mom seems like a nice person.
She knows way too much about me now.
Yeah. I used to do a podcast with Mikey Melios, but he never put any out. And then we did like 8
Really?
episodes, and he was like, "Yep, that won't do it anymore." And he just never released anything.
I came
and
here
was
with
like,
him,
bro.
He's upstairs. He texted me, "Where are you?" And I was like,
Oh.
"I'm down here."
Yeah, he's a good guy. Mikey's a great guy.
Yeah, he said, he made a joke about how, in terms of abortion, like the whole "my body, my choice" thing that applies to women. He's like, "Yeah, I agree with that. So they should have to pay for it if they want to keep it." And then Dave Chappelle said that on his special, like
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
weeks later.
Yeah. You know.
He's just a smart guy,
Yeah, Mikey. He's a smart
Mikey.
guy.
Yeah,
Except for when he's typing, "Oh, this guy brings up good points," and it's Greta Thunberg saying, "We should take care of the earth more," and the guy's like, "Hey, we should fuck you." That's what I got from it, and everyone's like, "You're taking it out of context." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't give a fuck." That's what I got from it. She said we should take care of the earth, and you said, "Oh, we should fuck you." No?
did
No?
Were we talking about that?
Yeah, we were. Fucking weirdo. Who was that guy? Who the hell was that guy?
Were
even?
we talking about
Why
that
are
on this
they sharing his
podcast?
thing? Yeah, that was like the first thing we were talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's yeah. That was funny though.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're old enough to have opinions on
Opinions
politics,
on
we get to
anything.
fuck you.
Yeah, we get to fucking fuck you. How's that?
I want to agree with that.
And then Mikey's like, well, he brings up good points. I wanted to be like, Mikey, what are you doing? That's not a good point.
No, it is a good point,
I
and
don't
I'm on
think
his
so.
side because he likes to play devil's advocate,
Yeah.
and he likes to argue He likes
I
to
don't think it's
stand
a
up
good
for the
point.
underdog.
I don't know. I think
Well,
liberals are the
he likes to
underdog now.
he likes to be in a position to show people he likes to give people a chance to prove him
Right.
wrong,
Right.
which I like
Right.
to do too.
Right. That's what
Which
we
is
used
why
to do.
I
That's what
respect-
we used to do on our podcast. Yeah.
Like I like to talk about gun control. I used to like to talk about gun control so much because I had so many good points on why gun control guns shouldn't be legal and no one should have them.
Right.
And the only person who ever gave me an ounce of counterpoint that was actually had some merit to it was this New York comic Nick Simmons, and he was like, "Well, they only account for like 3% of all gun homicides, so should that really affect national policy?"
What accounts for 3% of all?
Mass murder, mass shootings. And I was like, that's a great fucking point. Never thought about that.
That's a good point.
You win this argument.
I am for. This is why sometimes I feel like I am a Republican. I am just for not banning anything. I just think,
I think you're mixing up Republican with libertarian.
I don't know. I think libertarians more socialist, but not banning anything. Libertarians just like the middle of like.
Libertarian is all about personal property rights and reducing federal power.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that.
But I also have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, why? No, I think most Republicans vote Republican because, one, they don't want their taxes to be higher, which hasn't changed since Trump's been in an office. My taxes are still shit fucked. It hasn't changed anything. I still pay just as much tax as I did with Obama. But it's probably just going all to the military instead of like, my health care and shit. And
yeah, they just shifted them around.
They just shifted around. That's what the different parties do. And it's
know.
like some people are like, well, we gotta support the troops. We gotta give them more guns. And you're like, why? They
Dude,
got
that's
enough
literally
shit.
all you have to do. I feel like that to get to win the presidency, if you could actually lower taxes for everyone. I don't care if Hitler's running for president. What the fuck? Yeah, they cloned him and they're bringing him back.
Yeah.
But he's a terrible person.
The
Fuck
thing
him. Let's
is,
kill
like-
him. Yeah, but he's gonna make no one pay taxes at all.
Yeah.
What the really?
The thing
Yeah,
is,
he still wants to kill the Jews, but we don't have to pay any taxes.
fuck
Okay,
it.
dude, he's got my
in.
vote.
Yeah,
He's got my
exactly.
vote.
Yeah.
And
And-
you can kill half my family.
It's
Yeah, I don't have
just
to pay
like-
any taxes.
The thing is,
Wait, like 30%. You're making $100,000 a year. That's another $30,000 a year that I
Save.
can keep.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I would be down for
I
that
don't
too.
care what happens to anyone for that kind of money.
And that's why, like the argument, with free school, like socialists want free school and shit, and they're like, well, where is all this money gonna come from? And they get like these fucking idiots that come on like Fox News, like a 14-year-old girl, and they're like, well, you want free school, but where's that money gonna come from? And she's like, well, I don't know. It's
I
just
don't know,
like all you have
14.
to say is, dude, we spend so much money in military shit. We spend more money in the world than the next 6 countries combined, and 4 of those countries are our allies.
You want to bring Mikey Milos
How
down
retarded is
here?
that? If you could find them.
He just texted me saying the door's locked.
It's locked up there?
Yeah,
Is it really?
yeah.
Uh,
But what I was going to say is
that's kind of weird.
I think you should have aspects that are socialist without having an entirely
Exactly.
socialist
That's
government.
what I'm saying. Yeah. Make
Like you can
school
socialize
not-
Medicare
yeah,
with-
socialist.
Without
Yeah,
making
exactly.
the whole country
Exactly.
socialist.
Make school socialist and Medicare social. That's it. But that's another thing. Like Republicans are like the cop. They love police officers. Police officers is a socialist thing. You know that, right? You know that, guys, right? Having a police force is socialist. We pay them with our taxes,
Yeah.
and it's just
I
like,
mean, I never thought about it till now.
yeah. You gotta
Gestapo.
think about that shit. Yeah, that sucks that it's locked up there. I don't know why. The hell are they doing down here? They're locking the door and shit.
Every time I look at my hands now and they're just normal, I'm
Don't do it.
disappointed.
That's weird, dude. Yeah, when I trip and I look at my hands, I just see all the veins in my hands, and I'm like, that's disgusting. I don't even want to look at that. I remember when I was tripping, my buddy got like a new puppy, and I was like, oh, a puppy. And then I was looking at the puppy, and I could see all its veins and all the blood pumping through its veins. And I was like, get this fucking thing away from me.
Holy
This
shit.
is fucking bugging me out, dude. That's what I get.
You ever look
Like,
at your dick?
I'm like a sick, like I got like kind of like, because I watch, like I was raised on like horror movies where like my brain just goes to like the sickest places when I'm tripping. And that's another reason why maybe I stopped. I used to do it all the time, and like I just stopped like cold turkey. I was like, fuck this shit. I don't need to do it anymore. It's just, you get to a point where like you're done with finding yourself. You found yourself already, you know? And God's not real, and everything's a sham. Everything's a scam. This is what I realized from tripping. God's not real, and everything's a scam. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of Terrence McKenna says that in a more poignant
Poetic way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like you
just realize
not
you're
gonna try
on
to
here.
butcher his
Everything
stunts.
is random. You know, you're just on this shit out of luck.
No, one thing DMT has done for me though is I've always been like a staunch atheist nihilist where I'm just like nothing means anything, everything's a coincidence. We're all just a bunch of monkeys that fucked and are here for no reason, and we're all gonna
Right.
die and nothing's gonna matter.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that way anymore.
Really?
I feel like everything has purpose. I feel like our souls are eternal,
Oh,
and
that's
that our
weird.
not our souls, like our consciousness. And I have this whole like idea in my head of this like mass consciousness that like I don't want to call it an afterlife because I think
Right,
we were
right.
there before, and I think our personality is predetermined,
Right.
and it gets a little skewed and affected throughout the lifespan of entering this biological flesh prison.
Right.
And we're like influenced by trauma, but
and
at the
life
core we're
experiences.
still the same. Yeah, but not
Right.
even that. Like I think if you grew up in any scenario, you'd still be you,
Right.
unless you got like beaten and raped a lot.
I know what you mean, for sure. Like they say, like there was this case where like these two twins were separated at birth, and they both grew up to be serial killers, even though were raised by two completely different families. And it just, but
That's
that makes you
extreme, but yeah,
think.
that makes sense.
But this is the thing. This is where because like for me, I feel like it's either two ways. It either is that way you're talking about, where we're just a cog in this wheel, and everything, you know, everything is just like we're working together, and we're just all cogs in this wheel that's making this whole thing turn, or it is all just complete random bullshit. And a lot of people move to want to be a cog in the wheel because it's safer. It's like, okay. It's safer than being like everything is just fucking random. There's no rhyme and reason. And you know, I used to be bad in like gambling. Like I used to fucking gamble all the fucking time. I used to go to Atlantic City every day, fucking, and just spend money and just fucking do all this shit. And what you learn as being a gambling addict is just everything is just fucking random. It's just all numbers, all shit. There's no luck you could do. There's no lucky thing you could hold. There's no amount.
Well, that's not true. If
there's
you had
nothing
if you
amount
had an
could
incredible
pray.
memory and you were autistic, you'd be able to count cards and you could figure
Yeah,
it out.
but
There's
you
an
can't count
algorithm to
cards.
everything.
Yeah, but you can't count cards on
Which is why we're in a
10
computer
a
simulation.
10 deck card or a 10 deck fucking thing. And most of it,
If you were a computer,
there's
you
no
could.
more. There's no more.
It's possible. It's still an
single
algorithm.
sections.
It's still not completely up to chance. There's still an order.
Yeah, but what
There's still
about
an order to
roulette?
everything? Roulette, you
I
could
don't know.
measure the trajectory and the speed and
know.
the force.
I
Like
think it's all random, but then it hits a thing and it goes like the ball goes crazy and it lands on a different number. It lands on 00 and you lose all your
I'm not
money.
gonna say everything happens for a reason, but there's a cause for everything. Everything happens because something happened
Something
before
else
it,
happened. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but it's
which
just
is
like,
obvious.
It just made me realize, like,
But
dude, it
I was
is
talking to
like-
Duncan Trussell upstairs earlier, and I was saying how I think that DNA is essentially information that, well, DMT allows you to access genetic information in a different way because DNA is essentially information
Right.
because every cell in your body is made up of the same duplicates of chromosomes that are just I don't know, binary means 2,
I know
but
what
it's
you
like
mean.
but it's like a quadrary
I know what you mean.
because you have the ATGC,
Right.
adenosine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine or something. That's all your DNA is made up of in the double helix structure.
Yeah.
And it's just there's a constant pattern in your whole DNA throughout all of your chromosomes, and it's essentially a blockchain for your entire ancestral lineage leading up to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And if you go back far enough, we're all come from the same thing. So psychedelics allow parts of your brain to communicate with each other that don't normally. So you can kind of think and see and feel what your past ancestors did
Right.
in a way. And then we are going on to say
Right.
how like people are inherently afraid of spiders and
Heights.
snakes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
heights
Yeah. Yeah.
and things like that. But whereas like if you point at a gun at someone who's never seen one before, they're not going to be afraid because they don't know what that
Well,
is.
they
That's not
might.
ingrained in you.
Yeah.
No, because I pointed a gun at my dog to see and he didn't care.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
a real
well,
one.
you
This
know,
was a
they
BB gun.
say.
But then no, and then Duncan Trussell said there was this experiment where they released a scent of cherry blossom to rats and then corresponded that with an electric shock, like a Pavlovian conditioning to be afraid of the scent of cherry blossoms.
Right.
And their offspring carried the same fear to the scent and had the same reaction. So that fear was passed down genetically.
Right.
And that's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't believe in reincarnation either. I don't believe in like, one internal soul. I don't believe in that shit because I think it's just just like a poetic way of saying instincts. It's a poetic way of saying what you're saying right now, where like, when they say when you're born you have a billion years of instincts to draw from. When a baby bird is born, when they see like a vision of a hawk flying over, they huddle down and they get scared and they huddle and shit. They've never seen a hawk before, but they know when they see like the silhouette of a hawk go by, they get scared and they huddle down and shit. And
I
it's
kind of
like,
believe in reincarnation.
I don't believe
not in the
it.
traditional sense.
I just
But just in the I think there's like this macro consciousness where all information exists in another dimension.
yeah. I don't know. I hate when people are like, dude, I'm just like an old soul. Like, I'm reincarnated, blah, blah, blah. And it's
I
like,
think
dude,
everyone's equally old.
and it's like,
souls.
no, it's not true because from the time where, from the time where reincarnation, like the idea was made till now, the population has like multiplied by like 5 times. You know what I mean? So when reincarnation was made, there was like 1 million people on Earth. Like when like the Buddhist reincarnation and all that shit came out, and all the fucking
That's a
Hindu
good point.
religions. And it's like, where did all these fucking people come from then? Is everyone just a new soul? And it's like the chances of your soul being
Aliens.
an old soul is like so slim.
Aliens.
And it's just like, dude, why am I a new soul and this guy's a fucking old soul? That's fucking bullshit. I want to be a fucking old soul. I want to have blah, blah, blah. But I just think it's just like religion's like poetic way, like Noah's Ark and like the guy in the whale of the belly of the whale and shit. It's just another way of being like, yeah, it's like, I was like a horse in my past life because I just like to gallop in a field. And it's like, dude, no, you were fucking shit in your past life. How about that? You were a piece of shit in your past life.
I just want to kill myself. I'm not depressed or anything. I mean, I am, but like not that much.
Yeah. You know what they say?
Like my life's pretty cool.
But
I want to kill myself just out of curiosity.
You,
Just because I feel like there's something on the other side. And either I'm insane and I should kill myself to get that kind of
You're a
energy off the
philosopher.
earth, or I'm onto something.
You're a philosopher.
And I want to figure it out. That'd be a cool suicide note.
they say there's only
Either
one.
I'm crazy or I'm onto something.
They say
I'm going to find out. And
there's
then I'm
only-
just hanging from a
there's
a
only
balcony.
one true question a philosopher could really ask himself. When you break down all the philosophy in the world, there's only one true question you could ask yourself.
What?
And that is whether or not to kill yourself. Because it's either you kill yourself and you're in heaven or nirvana or wherever you believe you're going, or you kill yourself and it's nothing and you should appreciate what you have now. I'm more like that, where I I want to live my life now in this present moment because
You know who
I don't
Wax is?
believe anything is after. I don't believe that there's there's just place where you go in and there's just like heaven and people dancing and angels and you go like this and you go like that. I don't believe in that shit. I believe like you gotta. This is it. This is the best as it get. Look around you. Look at the people that love you around you. This is the best it's gonna fucking get. Don't try to like do all this shit to make your afterlife
agree.
better. Make your life now better.
I just see so much waste of energy. So we waste so
Yeah.
much energy on eating and maintaining this physical
I say
form.
fuck it. I say if it
Just
brings you pleasure,
imagine
then
having
do
your
it.
thoughts and knowledge without having to maintain this physicality and just like a floating orb. I think that's the pinnacle of consciousness.
I don't know.
And I think it's
I don't know.
possible.
I think you gotta just experience life as it is now, man. It's just like you'll die and
I'm
there'll be
gonna
nothing.
not do that, and I'm gonna do more DMT.
Yeah, there'll be nothing when you die, and then
Fuck
you'll
you!
be
Don't
like,
tell me how to live my life.
oh shit. Or you'll die. Think about this. You do all this DMT. You know when they say you do all this DMT. They say when you die, your brain releases this DMT, the dream molecule, right? And think about your dreams. You ever like wake up in the morning and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning and you're like, oh shit, and you go back to sleep and you have like crazy dreams. You know, that's when you have the craziest dreams. When you wake up, you go back to sleep, you have the craziest dreams and they feel like they're going on forever. And you wake up and it's like 8:30. And you're like, oh my God, I felt like I was like in that dream forever. That's because when you're a dream waking minute and or like a waking minute and your dream minute is like infinite difference. You know what I mean? So like a dream minute is just infinitely longer than a waking minute. So think about this. You could already be dead. And when you die and your brain releases that DMT in your
And
head,
my whole life has just been a flashback.
You're just living the flashback and
I've heard
everything's
that.
already pre.
Have you ever heard that short
pre-disposed.
story, The Egg, by
The
Andy
Egg?
Weir?
I don't know.
The whole thing is basically like everyone who has ever lived is you, and you're the only.
I don't think the door is
consciousness.
locked, by the way. Everyone keeps coming down. I don't know why Mikey said the door is locked. There's like 100 people down. There's Mark Stevens.
Get him out of here.
Mark, it's his birthday today. Ew. Look how gross and pink his nipple was.
Impressively pink.
It's so gross.
You take him from a brown nipple guy.
Oh, they're mad. They're saying they want us to wrap it up. They're looking at like hotels and shit. But yeah, dude. You could already be dead. This is just a flashback. You're just looking back at your life, dude. You don't have any control of this. Yeah, this already happened.
Read The Egg by Andy Weir.
The Egg.
The whole summary is basically like everyone who has ever lived is you, and you're gonna keep being reincarnated as different shit until you've learned all the lessons of everything, and then you're gonna, and then once you've done all of that and lived every life, you're gonna die and then become a god
Super
of another
Saiyan.
world,
Yeah.
and that's cool.
All right, I'll read that, and you got to watch August Underground.
All right, deal. Let's get out of here.
All right.
I'm gonna do some DMT.
All right, bro.
Thanks
That
for
was a
coming
good
on. I'm
talk.
glad we
Hell
finally
yeah.
did this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was a little funny. It was a little
Yeah,
philosophical,
a little philosophical,
a little political.
a little politics in it.
But one thing's for
Yeah.
sure, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
No, don't take our word for it.
When is the recording gonna stop?
I gotta go in there and stop it. Oh my God, it's hot as fuck in here. All right, that was good. I wonder how long we did. I feel like we did like an hour and a half.
That's gonna be the best audio quality ever. That every one I do after that, people are gonna be disappointed.